Most people think the smartest AI should always go first. So when they sit down to code, Claude is the first thing to open. But I do the opposite, and it is the only reason I never sit around waiting on a reset. Claude is actually the strongest reasoning AI model I use, but unfortunately, in this world, strong doesn't mean unlimited. And on the free plan, it is actually the one that runs out on me the quickest. So I stopped opening Claude first and I built an order around how much each tool gives me for free instead of which one sounds the most impressive. First, I open up Google Anti-Gravity and I use Claude Opus 4.6 through there since that version resets over a week, but it's still somehow free. Once that's gone, I move on to Google Gemini since it holds out the longest out of everything I use because they have the most generous free limit. After Gemini dropped me out of its stronger thinking model, Gemini 3.1 Pro, I switch over to ChatGPT coding and I put it on high or extra high reasoning. And only after all three of those are done do I open Claude directly and use the Sonnet 5 model. And look, here's the actual reasoning behind it. If I start with Claude, then I'm spending my tightest limit before I even get to the harder part of the build. And then, because of that, I'm stuck waiting on a reset with nothing left to switch to. So instead, I burn through the tools with the looser limits first, and then I save Claude for later in the build when I actually need what it's good at. This is really about resource allocation and not brand loyalty. You see, most people just pick one AI tool and stick with it until custom out, and then they're sitting there waiting. But I never wait because the order is never built around which tool I like the most. It is built around which tool still has something left to give. And look, because the code sits in a Claude project the whole time, whichever tool I land on already knows what it's working with. So nothing gets lost switching between them. And that's what actually lets me keep building every day without paying for anything.